Hi, this is Sandy Shellis with Environmental Coffee House. Today is June 5th. It is a beautiful day here in an idyllic area far from the turmoil in the United States, the streets of the cities all over the country. And today I'm not going to talk about that. Today I'm going to talk about the environmental rollbacks and laws and loosening and all the things of the United States, of the Trump administration. And it will show you why, as a person who loves the planet, loves Earth, is not a neo-capitalist, there's a lot of us, that this is what is going on, all right? In the United States, air pollution and emissions completed, these rollbacks, 19, in progress 8, for a total of 27. Drilling and extraction completed, 12. In progress 8, total 20. Infrastructure and planning, 11. In progress 1, and a total of 12. Animals, 9. In progress 2, for a total of 11. Toxic substances and safety, 6 completed, 2 in progress, and 8 total. Water pollution, 4 completed, 7 in progress, 11 total, and then there's others. So all 5, there's other things, 6 in progress and 11 total. So let's go over some of them and we will see just what the heck is going on. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, is basically who is doing all of these. And they repealed and replaced the Obama-era emissions rules for power plants and vehicles. Weakened protections for more than half of the nation's wetlands, and withdrew the legal justification for restricting mercury emissions from power plants. It's very hard to read this. At the same time, the Interior Department has worked to open up more land for oil and gas leasing by cutting back protected areas and limiting wildlife protections. Here's one. I just love this one. Proposed weakening a portion of the Clean Water Act to make it easier for the EPA to issue permits for federal projects over state objections. Over state objections! If the projects don't meet local water quality standards, including for pipelines and other fossil fuel facilities. And that, my friends, is exactly what happened here. And we fought and we won a pipeline against the Northern Access Pipeline, and we won't again. And they could come right through and plow through all of my property and my neighbor's property and just destroy the streams, the 247 or 270 plus streams. We are in dangerous times. Some say we're in end times. We're doing it to ourselves. Here's another nice one. Overturned an Obama-era guidance that extended U.S. government financing for new coal plants overseas, except in rare circumstances. Revoked a directive for federal agencies to minimize impacts on water, wildlife, and land and other national resources when approving development projects. You see, guys, 4 more years of Donald Trump, besides all of the Supreme Court, the courts, the racial problems, the injustices, we also just seal the death sentence. You know, we seal the envelope on the death sentence to the world. Him, Bolsonaro, the Chinese Silk Road. I mean, we're sealing ourselves into a tomb, a casket. And once air travel resumes, we will be doing the same things we were doing, and we will really be entombed. We'll be entombed in particulate aerosols. Here's another one under animals. Relaxed environmental protections for salmon and smelt in California's Central Valley in order to free up water for farmers. And we have such resources, the people that say that just, we could support 12 billion people on the planet. Okay, let's just see how that's working out. Overturned a ban on hunting predators in Alaskan wildlife refuges. And this one is hideous. This one is hideous. They revoke the predator control ban on Alaska's refuge. And this is where they are gassing wolf pups in dens, and scaled back pollution protections for certain tributaries and wetlands that were regulated under the Clean Water Act by Obama. Boy, he's really pathetic, Donald Trump is. Wow. It is all so pathetic. Revoked a rule that prevented coal companies from dumping mining debris into local streams. So down there in Kentucky where Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul, that racist piece of shit, pro-lynching, libertarian, well, guess what down there? You're going to have some more problems besides inbreeding. Reversed restrictions on the sale of plastic water bottles in national parks designated to cut down on litter, despite a Park Service report that the effort worked. I put that clearly in the hands of the clueless morons, okay? People that don't care and don't think about their surroundings. They don't care and they will drop shit. I blame it solely on those people in the parks. Now, we know who's behind plastic. We know it's the fossil fuel industry. So, of course, all of this is just made to generate more. If you think that this is going to stop under 4 more years of Trump, you're sadly mistaken. We can fight, though. But you gotta vote. And even if you're disillusioned and you think that the system is rigged, maybe it wouldn't be rigged if you got involved in the system. There's a lot you can do. I'm not saying Joe Biden is the answer. He is clearly not. But I watched Bernie Sanders last night on the Jimmy Fallon show, and you know what? He'll have the ear of this doddering old fool the Democrats had to fraudulently, pretty much, even though people might argue with me about that, fraudulently installed because of their desire to go back to the Obama era, which really wasn't so fabulous when we were bombing, deporting, and killing people. It's just that environmentally, it is so critical for our ecosystems to put regulations in, to keep good, solid regulations backed by science. The whole fossil fuel industry is sold out. My God, in Ohio, they send kids to high school. The pipeline industries pay for it. The fossil fuel industries have high schools and they graduate kids right out into the industry. 4 more years of Donald Trump. And we've seen all of this. Trump is a symptom of such a sick society. Such a sick society, hell-bent on destruction, hell-bent on continuing suffering and pain. And we're seeing out there people that are finally so fed up with suffering and pain, they're fighting back. They're fighting back. Well, the climate movement has to do the same thing, regardless of the long-term fact that the Arctic is going to be in a blue ocean event. The Amazon is being torn down. We are in the Anthropocene, and the next extinction after, well, not the next extinction, but the biggest extinction after we extinct everything else will be us, vehicles. Weakened protections for more than half of the nation's wetlands, and withdrew the legal justification for restricting mercury emissions from power plants. It's very hard to read this At the same time, the Interior Department has worked to open up more land for oil and gas leasing by cutting back protected areas and limiting wildlife protections. Over the past 3 years, we have fulfilled President Trump's promises to provide certainty for the states, tribes, and local governments, said a woman for the EPA in a statement to the Times, adding that the agency was delivering on President Trump's commitment to return the agency to its core mission. You believe this? I'll sell you some land in Florida Everglades, if there is any left. They said they want to provide cleaner air, water, and land to the American people. They gaslight us constantly. This administration is the most gaslighting administration next to, they take the cake next to, well, all of them basically. This is number one gaslighting nation we are, right? Gaslighting nation. They face legal challenges by state, environmental groups, and others, which, let me say one thing here. So to challenge this, and there's a lot of criticism of the big greens, but to challenge these rollbacks and laws, it takes dinero, baby. It takes money, because that is the society we live in. We are a capitalist to the max free market society. To fight this, you need money. How else do you fight it? Do we stand in the street outside the White House with signs? Has that worked? Absolutely not. It might work this time, but it hasn't worked for climate change.